welcome back to my channel. I hope that everyone is having a wonderful week so far. I can't believe that we are already more than halfway into November. That is so crazy. Today is November 17th and it is a very special day because it is the Alpha Drive's birthday and it is my book birthday. Last year on November 17th of 2015, The Alpha Drive, which is my debut novel, came out. It was released into the world to everyone, available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Books A Million, the Books Depository, and I just cannot believe that it has already been a year. That year has flown by, and I can't believe that the sequel was just released last week on Tuesday. So November is a very exciting month for me because I now will have 2 book birthdays that happen in November. And that is just such an amazing feeling. I still can't believe where I am today compared to where I was a year ago. So I thought that in honor of the Alpha Drive's book birthday, I would actually talk about my writing journey because it is a question that I get asked a lot, like really a lot. You know, on Tumblr, email, people ask me, have I always written? Is it something that I picked up later on in life? Have I always wanted to be an author? You know, they just kind of wanted to know what my journey is and, you know, if I am a full-time author or if I do have a job. So I kind of want to answer all those questions and just give you guys an introduction to me and my writing journey. If you've followed me for a while, then you probably do know a lot of this information, but if you're newer to my channel, then hello and welcome, and you are going to learn some more about me today. But before we start, I'm just gonna say happy birthday to the Alpha Drive. Happy birthday. My first book, my debut. That is surreal. The sound, I need it to make a sound. Ugh. Okay, we're gonna take this off. Ow. Because I'm not gonna wear this through the whole video as much as I want to. All right, so this little chat we're about to have is completely unscripted. If you guys, like I said, have followed me for a while or you've watched some of my vlogs, then you know I normally do have a sort of script nearby that I can just reference so I can know what it is I'm going to talk about. So this video is completely unscripted because I'm going to be talking about me and my journey. I do have a couple of notes written down, but I don't even think I'm gonna need to look at it because it's my writing journey and I know it like the back of my hand. So I've been writing since I was 6 years old. And I have proof of this, which I showed you guys in a vlog when I went back home to Arizona, I think, or maybe it was in a different video after I came back. Ta-da! These are some of my childhood stories, as well as this lovely notebook that says Kristen's Book of Stories. I will be doing a video where I read those childhood stories. I just have not had time to film that yet, so don't worry, that is coming your way. But there's the proof. I've been writing since I was 6 years old. And I will say that English was always my favorite subject throughout school. I loved English, and then when I got into middle school and we had humanities classes and language arts, those became my favorite classes. Growing up, whether it was a research paper or, you know, a story that we had to write for school, it was pretty usual that the teacher would want to show mine as an example to the class. And so as I was growing up, I really did gain a lot of confidence with my writing, and I loved it so much and did it so often that I realized that I was really developing a skill for it and being able to tell stories. I definitely stopped writing as many stories when I got into the later parts of middle school, and then when high school came about, I sort of just wrote in a journal and I didn't really write stories anymore, except for in my English classes. But in high school, I was very busy. I was very active just in all of the different types of clubs and sports teams. I mean, I was in martial arts, which was separate outside of the school, and then I was also a cheerleader. I was very involved in the dance team or the dance group and the classes that we had at our school. I was on the soccer team for 1 or 2 years. I was on the track team, I think, for 2 years. And then I also was in a bunch of AP and honors classes. So I was just, you know, one of those kids in high school that thought I could do anything and achieve anything, and so I just went for it. When I was a senior in high school, I decided that I was going to go to college. I knew that I was always going to go to college, but that's when I really started applying and taking it really seriously. and I got accepted to quite a few schools, and you know, 2 of those happened to be in Arizona, the University of Arizona and Arizona State. And I did get into the Barrett Honors College at Arizona State University, and so that is why I chose to go that route, not to mention they gave me a larger scholarship amount than the University of Arizona did. I also liked the fact that it was a little bit closer to home, and that it was in Tempe, Arizona, which was still close to Scottsdale and Phoenix and a lot of cities, whereas the University of Arizona was just kind of off by itself, which was still cool. I had friends, and my sister actually went there, and so I would go up and visit sometimes, and it was just neat because it was kind of a college town and you have, you know, the whole campus vibe. So I loved both schools. I mean, I didn't go to University of Arizona, but I mean, I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate for that because it's supposed to be like Sun Devil, we hate the Wildcats. I don't hate anybody. I don't hate anything. So in your sophomore year of college is normally when you have to decide what major you're going to pursue to graduate with. And I was having a really difficult time choosing what I wanted to do. I was afraid I was gonna make the wrong choice. I just didn't really know exactly what it was I wanted to do. And so I chose a business degree in supply chain management, and I started taking the classes for that, and then I kind of had a little bit of a crisis and decided to switch over to journalism and media. First semester, I did take some journalism and media classes, and then realized that that route of like news reporting and stuff like that wasn't really the path I wanted to go down. Not that there's anything wrong with it, it just wasn't for me. So I switched gears back to a business focus and back to supply chain management, and ultimately that is the degree that I ended up graduating with. So I have a Bachelor of Science in Supply Chain Management from Arizona State University. That was back in 2010. The economy was starting to take a real dip at that point, and so I was really nervous that maybe I wasn't going to be able to find a job. I was working at a restaurant as a waitress for that whole summer because I graduated in May. So it was June and July, I was working as a waitress, I was applying for different jobs and going on interviews, and I got this call from a chemical company in Houston. Now, I had never been to Texas before. I didn't know a soul there. I had no friends, no family, nothing. And I went and interviewed for that position, and I knew that that was going to be what was going to kind of kickstart my career. So as you can kind of tell right now from this story, is that writing was not really a main focus. I was more so focused on starting my career and getting my life together because I wanted to be financially stable to be able to eventually do things like write and pursue my passions. So I moved to Houston, Texas in August of 2010. I have been in Texas ever since, and I do love it here. If there was one other place that I would love to live in the world, it would be London. Hands down, it is just my favorite place ever, and I would live there in a heartbeat. But I love Texas. I've been here for 6 years now. I just passed that 6-year mark in August. I do not work for the chemical company that I did work for when I originally moved here. I work for a different company now, and I've been with them for about 4 years. In the beginning, I lived in the downtown Houston area, and now I live, you know, an hour north from there. And at this new company, I actually decided that I wanted to get my master's degree, and they had an educational reimbursement type tuition program. So I knew that that was going to be a really good time for me to do it. And I told myself if I didn't get my master's, then I probably never would do it if I didn't do it right then and there. This was one of the busiest times of my life because I was at a brand new job. I was learning everything about the company and about my role and the different connections and relationships that I needed to have with people. And then I was also starting my master's degree at Texas A&M University in industrial distribution. And I thought to myself, hey, why not just add something else onto there, and let's look at that manuscript that you started writing, you know, years ago, which was the Alpha Drive. And I actually started writing the Alpha Drive my senior year of college at Arizona State. So I'd kind of forgotten about it. I mean, probably 3 or 4 years had gone by since I had looked at it, and I had only written maybe 1 or 2 chapters. It was nothing to even go off of. So I started looking at it more and developing the story and the script and the characters, and I really started writing it and getting into it. And then I put it away for about 8 months and came back and read it, and it was terrible. It was awful. It was embarrassing. Let's just put it that way. But honestly, all first drafts are. They're just not what you think they're going to be. And the Alpha Drive actually started out as a new adult novel, and it was more of a contemporary novel. So it is interesting when I see people saying that they still see some contemporary aspects tied into the Alpha Drive along with the science fiction and dystopian, because originally it was a contemporary novel. And I kind of wanted to keep those pieces and those key relationships in the story. And so that's what I decided to do. But it was 2014, and I remember this was when a lot of the dystopian type books and movies were coming out, like Divergent and The Hunger Games and all those types of books, and I was really into them. I was very, very intrigued by them. And I had just seen the Matrix movies, all three of them, for the first time ever. And I just had this light bulb that went off in my head, because I'd read Divergent and The Hunger Games and kind of a lot of dystopian books and stories, and then I just watched The Matrix, and I don't know, it all just came to me at once. And I remember getting up from the couch and running to my desk and just pulling out, pieces of paper and writing down all my ideas as fast as I could get them out. It was like everything was just flooding and pouring out of me for the Alpha Drive and what I wanted it to be. And it was in 2014, at the very beginning of 2014, when I knew that I wanted to make this book a young adult dystopian science fiction novel. And so that's what I did. The entire year of 2014, I worked really hard on that manuscript to get it to where I wanted it to be. And then I spent a good portion of 2015 editing and really going through it and making sure it's what I wanted. And I created my YouTube channel in March of 2015, but I did not actually post my first video until August of 2015. So it took a couple of months for me to realize it's something that I wanted to start and that I really wanted to put writing and building my author platform on the forefront. And so I did, and I honestly think it was the best choice that I've ever made, because I have made so many friends on YouTube and through social media, so many writing buddies and critique partners and beta readers and just all around amazing people. So I am so happy that I took the leap and decided to start my YouTube channel and start making these videos. It was terrifying at first, and if you go watch my very first video, it's just so awkward. The camera is not even focused, the lighting is terrible, you can hear the cars whizzing by outside when I used to live in my apartment. Ah, good times. But anyways, it was August 2015 when I posted my first YouTube video, and not much after that, I decided that I was going to publish the Alpha Drive in November of that same year. And so that's kind of the story as to how the Alpha Drive came to be, and also my writing journey, as well as my, my career and just my professional journey as well. Current day, I still work full-time, and I write in the evenings and on weekends, and really whenever I can fit it in. I have 2 books published, The Alpha Drive and The Order of Omega. There will be one more book in the Alpha Drive trilogy called Restitution, and I will be doing a cover reveal as well as announcing the release date for that very soon. I've also been working on a dark fantasy series that will be around 6 or 7 books, so that is my current project, and I also do have a nonfiction project that I am working on. So it's safe to say that when I decided I was going to start writing again, I was serious about it. It wasn't just something where I sat down and wrote a few paragraphs and then put it away for another year and didn't look at it again. When I started up again, I rediscovered my passion for writing and how happy it made me. It's a stress reliever for me. It's something where I can just immerse myself in the world that I've created. And it's just such a neat feeling. And I know all of you writers out there probably understand what I'm talking about. It's very hard to explain the feeling you get when you're writing a book to people who have never written a book before. It's indescribable. I just want to thank you guys for coming along with me on this journey. I can't believe how much my platform has already grown and how many connections I have in just a year of being on YouTube and a year of my book being released. I feel very fortunate and very blessed, and I'm just happy when I'm writing and when I'm making these videos and talking about writing and talking about, your passion and to just go for it in life and just all of the amazing things that come from being involved in a writing community. It truly just makes me smile and it makes me so happy. It's just nothing can bring me down when I'm in this world. So if you've been with me for a while, I just want to say thank you. I still remember some of you that were first commenting on my very first videos that I posted on YouTube and leaving reviews for the Alpha Drive. I appreciate you guys so much. You really have no idea what your support means to me. All of the love and emails and posts and comments and shout outs. You guys are literally incredible. I love interacting with you. I love that a lot of us have become friends. it just makes me so happy. And for those of you that are new or just joining recently, I just want to say welcome to this journey. It's one that I want to be interactive, and it's one I want people to be a part of. I welcome suggestions and feedback and comments and questions. I welcome all of that because I want this channel to be a tool for other aspiring authors out there who maybe are looking for inspiration or motivation, or maybe they've lost their way a little bit, or maybe they've really reached a point in their story and they don't know how to move forward. That's what I've always wanted this channel to be, and hopefully seeing that I'm a self-published author who has 2 books out there released into the world, I just hope that gives you some sort of sense that if I can do it, trust me, you can do it too. That's all that I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. If you wouldn't mind, I would love for you to subscribe on your way out. That way you will never miss one of my videos in the future. As always, if you have a question, comment, or want me to talk about something in one of my next videos, feel free to drop a line down below. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye. Oh, it doesn't make the sound. I was hoping it would make this sound. That is so disappointing.